is in your life's blueprint.
Hey, what up with it? Okay, y'all watch it. Y'all wondering why I'm hot and sweaty. No, I don't have no baby oil on. No motherfucking Diddy. Okay, not around here now. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me set this up real quick. Yes, indeed. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? I'm feeling great. Again, I had to come up out of the blue jacket. Okay. I be having too much fun, and I thank y'all so much for being here, watching me get lit, watching me turn up, and all that ish. Appreciate you. Much love. Okay, so, when I went down for a copyright strike on YouTube, it sunk my platform. And so I have to regain and build trust in the algorithm. And you guys can help me by simply liking videos, subscribing to the channel. Listen, even if it's something you've seen or something you probably just don't want to watch, like it. That's what my real supporters would do, right? Okay, we're rebuilding. We're rebuilding, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's 10, 15, 1,500, 2,000, 15,000 people watching me. I'm going to be the same, not period, point blank. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being on this journey with me. All right, special announcement. Your boy is getting a IRL streaming backpack soon. So you guys are going to be able to look at me in real life and do some challenging things, okay? Everybody know iShow Speed is the GOAT. No matter what anybody that's streaming do, people are going to compare it to iShow Speed because he's done everything. So out of mind, out of sight, competition is for losers. I'm just going to be myself, and hopefully you guys tune in and like that IRL content that I'm going to be giving you, okay? I have a predetermined date in my mind to do a meet and greet. No one owns the idea of monopoly over a meet and greet. As I build and rebuild and continue to grow, we're probably going to end up doing a meet and greet. Shout out to other people that invited me to their birthday party, celebrations, vacations, etc. I greatly appreciate you guys. I love you, love you, love you, love you much. I want to be able to do my own meet and greet pretty soon. I have a tentative date in my head. I just have to iron out the details. That's going to make me content. And also, I think I'm going to just do like a public announcement of it, but only accept a certain amount of people on the trip. It could be international. It could be, okay? Flight is not included, but we'll pay for everything else, okay? Food, hotel stay, all that other stuff. Yes, indeed. Anyways, y'all, I got new emojis on Twitch and on YouTube, so check them out. I'm probably going to be replacing them with more modern, updated versions of them, but right now, that is what it is. Also, you guys can actually speak to me, okay? I often don't have a platform where I create a live stream and drop a link for people to pull up and talk they smack. I don't really have that type of platform. I have a one-man show, but a lot of y'all want to voice your opinions, and even some of y'all that want to voice your opinions don't even like to click links and go up on the stage. So now I have a new feature on Twitch. Clock that on Twitch, and it might be going to other platforms to where you guys can actually use your bits to prompt a message to be played, audio heard, and typed through the system with multiple different voices. I think that'll help me understand you guys, because not all the time I can look in the chat. And speaking of looking in the chat, shout out to everybody here. Greatly appreciate you. Okay, get them likes. So can I get some likes? Can I get some likes? Like the video. Support. Shout out to the love and the support that we got. Oh, MG, thank you so much. She Paints over there on YouTube with the $50. Yes, indeed. As if they can still count. Child, bye. It's like geometry. Shout out to She Paints, man. I love and I appreciate you. We've been through a lot of back and forth and different things, but at the end of the day, we have an unprecedented love and support for each other, and I greatly appreciate that. So thank you so much for the $50 super chat, and happy Mother's Day. Like, I really ain't even expecting nobody to like tip me out or just like support me today, especially the women that do, because it's Mother's Day. It's your day. And guess what I got for you? The same shit I got for you all the time. That's gonna leave you laughing, entertained, a full docket of content with a lot of opinionated, polarizing aspect to it, whatever. But anyways, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to each and every person, especially She Paints. I wanted to shout you out for that $50 super sticker. Thank you. Also, get the likes up over there on YouTube, on Kick as well. Shout out to y'all. Okay, I see people be coming into my chat on Kick, and it looked like y'all just there to promote, and it wouldn't be reasonable for you to do that to me, and I won't do it to you. So y'all gonna start getting blocked, okay? Y'all there to just pop it, but not really help out. Shout out to the 122 people over on Twitch so far. Y'all share it out, man. Y'all can clip any part of this that you feel like is relevant that will go viral or whatever. Again, I just like to have fun and roast in addition to giving you facts and everything else, you know. Shout out to Aunt Deb and Jessica Bush for being in the building, moderating so far. Yes, indeed. What's up, Lady Letitia? It's Lady Letitia. Thank you so much for making your way over to Twitch, where we are growing, prospering, and doing our thing, man. I can honestly say out of the black tea sector, besides Milagro like, and I don't know how her story began, and she was just on Twitch, and nobody really wanted to come over until I came over. And, you know, fortunate for me, I got pretty much a consistent viewership here on Twitch. People are viewing me. People are subscribing. People are loving me. Y'all have got to subscribe to the channel if you want to watch my channel ad-free. That's all you got to do is just subscribe to it. Don't sit up there and hope and pray somebody gift it to you. Just subscribe to it. And I know so many people, like, if you're under the age of 18, I don't even know why you watching me, first of all. Second of all, you don't have no credit cards. Third of all, you know, everybody probably ain't got it. So just sit there and watch them commercials, and please don't complain to me or just get gone. Okay, this is a business. You know, and I give a lot. So I deserve everything that come to me. I deserve every like, every click and view. And you're going to know from this goddamn show. You feel me? Anyways, special warm welcome to each and everybody. Love you guys. Guess what? You know, I usually don't play intros twice, but I just love my new intro. Fuck you talking about? The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?
All right, first up on the docket is Amari Clarke. His mother, today is Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to each and every person out here. I've told you guys many of my own stories and situations. The worst thing that a mother can go through is losing her child. A lot of times they lose their child to the system for 10, 20, or however many years that they get sentenced. That's like a second act of unalivement where you can't really have any engagement of personal upbringing and knowledge. Like, you understand what I'm saying? You lose your child through the system. But the ultimate form of losing your child is if your child was unalive. I want to give a special condolence to Amari Clarke. He was unalived in front of his complex building. He was supposedly robbed of his shoes, Air Jordans, as well as his iPhone. So, like, last time I heard people robbing somebody of a phone and Jordans is something like if you're in the favelas in Brazil, or like back in the 90s when only the white boys can afford the Jordans. They would, you know, my brother and them used to bust open the lockers and steal the Jordan. This had to be a broke, destitute ass nigga. It had to be. So before I get too far into it, I'm going to go ahead and play the mother begging for the public or anybody to come forward who knows what happened to her son. And believe it or not, I'm willing to bet that the person who unalived her son probably been all up in your house, in your food, in your refrigerator, and called him best friend.
This Mother's Day is one that I would never forget. As I stand here over the memorial of my son, Amari Clarke, I'm crying and I'm pleading. If you know what happened to Amari, please bring this person to justice. It would mean the world to me and my family to have justice for Amari. He will always live with my heart, in my heart, and I will never forget him. Thank you for all the love and support you guys have shown me during this most difficult time.
If somebody watching this knows who killed Amari, what do you want them to do?
I just want you to come forward. Just, please, if you did this to my son, come forward.
Wow. First of all, you know, words are powerful. I'm pretty sure it took her a lot to come out here and not cry and not show such an extreme form of vulnerability to beg and plead for her son's life. 17 years old. What's remarkable is he was actually going to graduate high school just a month before his untimely passing. And this happened in Maryland. A lot of people unalived in Maryland, and they don't do anything about it. The police. Sometimes the police be taking out our own people too. Honestly, you know, I want to dig more into see if he was a track star and etc. But it's only so much that we can show or talk about with him because he was 17 and he's no longer here. I'd be interested in doing my best to look at Reddit and Facebook to see if someone come forward or see if his true character, if he was a part of a gang, a fraction, and they didn't want him to graduate high school. And that starts when, you know, your son or your daughter is bullied and picked on for being smart. I remember it was a YN in my community that was going to a D1 college and gonna graduate because he played football. But before he decided to straighten himself up, Wayland Middle School, he decided to bond with his peers and his classmates and join a gang. And they just unalived him simply because they was jealous of the potential, not that person going out into the world to figure things out for themselves, but jealous that this person has potential to go off and be great simply because they have a high school diploma, something that shows and put a stamp on their childhood that says, hey, you know, I probably wasn't perfect, but at least I graduated. 17 years old. Right before you graduate. A lot of times when you look at social media, you will see these stories are redundant and they repeat itself. I've told you guys the story about me in context of Amari Clarke was when I was about to graduate, my peers, the guys that I shared classes with, it was even one of them that I had class with every single class in every single period. No, we was not in one classroom like the slow people, but every single class I had, we was in that class. It was spectacular. His name was Demetrius Wentfield. You know, he was my classmate. Him and Johnny Outlaw and Marcus Taylor, these other people that was my classmates and that was my childhood rivalry. You know, I really steered away from them, you know, because towards the end of my high school, I got diverse. Meaning that I, you know, made white friends and not just them niggas in the hood. You understand what I'm saying? To figure things out and to do what I need to do to advance myself and pull away from things that is negative. It's either your child is a failed athlete that joins a gang or a failed academic. And this guy was going to graduate. You know how jealous your classmates that are out there that's been expelled from school is of your son because he's about to graduate, or even that best friend who dropped out of school and who ain't gonna make it, who already got a juvenile record and no love in the household. Who has that? I know when my classmates, the ones that invited me to a party, a celebration, the day I graduated, they wanted me to come to a celebration and just me because they got a surprise for me. Do you think I went to a celebration that YNs that are my classmates who got expelled? Who to this day been in and out of prison and I don't have that shit on me? Do you really think that I, at the age of 18, graduating high school, that I was gonna go to a party? Matter of fact, I ran away like the motherfucking Fresh Prince. The day I graduated, motherfucker, I moved to West Palm Beach and stayed with my uncle because I knew them niggas was after me and they wanted to unalive me. Had a reckless disregard for my own upbringing, my own internalized problems, or the fact that I'm probably even scared to go out and explore the world. And you supposed to support me with a party? No, them niggas was trying to kill me, and I'm not dumb. And to top it off, to prove that they wanted to unalive me, my brother, Gary, is in prison right now simply because they actually pinned a firearm on him when he didn't even hang with them. Them my classmates, all in jail. They threw my brother under the bus, lied on him, turned state witnesses just so that if you couldn't take out the knot because the knot is free, let me go after your brother. Let me manipulate him. The knot is not around. Niggas knew that if they ever put peer pressure on my brother, nigga, I was like motherfucking T.I., a big buff ass version that was gonna beat the shit out of motherfucking Big Boy. You understand what I'm saying? I took 2 bodies when I was 16 years old because niggas was bullying my motherfucking brother. And these are some of the same classmates that knew these people that I took out, and I still get to walk scot-free. Don't got no motherfucking felonies on my record, and these niggas was hating on me. You never know what they're going through. Shit, Demetrius, he has so much love in his house. Everybody loved Miss Gloria Jean. Miss Gloria Jean was dumb. She had to share Malvalis with Sonya. And they have no kids from him. I don't know if she had a hysterectomy or whatever, but raised his kids that he had with bitches in the neighborhood. How pathetic is your mama, Demetrius? I'm just fucking with you. That's just some facts. But anyways, my point is, when your child, especially these days in the Northeast, like Maryland has the lowest reading comprehension and mathematical proficiency rate in the country. And your child made it to graduate means that he's smart. And kids that are smart are always bullied and picked on. I mean, I'm not going to put it on him. I hope he wasn't a part of a gang. I don't know if he talked to his mother about gang banging. I mean, he lived in an apartment complex with so many different other apartments and so many different families and people his own age willing to influence him. So I'm not saying he's an angel, and I'm not saying he's guilty of anything. There's a lot of questions. But let's focus on and not re-victimize the victims, right? His mother is the living victim. Tiana Clarke, she put on Facebook, "I will miss you so much, Amari. I am so sorry, baby boy. Every time you needed me, I came running, and this time was no different. A mother's love never stops showing up, never stops fighting, never stops hoping. Now I sit here on Mother's Day weekend, wishing things were different, wishing I could hold you, hear you, and tell you one more time how deeply loved you are. Your life will always mean something to me. You will always mean everything to me. God, please help me stay strong when my heart feels weak. Help me find peace in the memories, comfort in the love we shared, and strength to keep going, even through this unimaginable pain. Let me never forget the joy, the laughter, and the light Amari brought into this world. A bond between a mother and her son does not end because life changed. Love like this live forever." One thing that stood out in this, that made me know that this was jealousy, and that made me know that the young man in the yellow shirt who unalived him pretty much had no love in the home, and probably knew him and probably knew exactly how much love and support Amari had that he didn't have. I'm not even gonna lie, even growing up, I was jealous of some kids because, god damn, you know, you already got a cell phone and they ain't got down. Damn, your parents can afford for you to join in and eat the seafood boys too, god damn. You know, so I had my little tedious moments of being jealous, but I never thought about taking somebody's life because I'm jealous that their parents got more, can do more for them, or they're happier. Or most importantly, in this message, what stood out to me, she said, "I wish I could hold you, hear you, and tell you one more time how deeply loved you are." Everybody that's watching this video know that that's not something usual in the black household. Okay, here you go, Destiny. It's not usual verbiage. It's not usual to show that type of empathy and compassion towards your child. And then when you have somebody who grew up in a household like me, to where, damn, motherfucker, it's like nobody really told you that you was loved or whatever, because whatever. You never know what's going on. And so when you're in that situation and you're befriending people that I would consider to be the niggas. These are the niggas that, I mean, it's okay if you grew up and you wasn't loved, but don't project that onto society. Don't grow up to be a piece of shit. Grow up to be somebody better than, and be the light, be the token of hope in your family dynamic. And then most importantly, a lot of us will sit here and say, my mama didn't love me, my grandma didn't love me because I went through all this shit. But no, listen, pain is relative. And your experience is your own anecdotal experience. I mean, I don't get along with my mom, and some of the things that I don't like or dislike about my mom, my sister be like, what the hell is going on? I don't see that. That's not my perception. It's not really the truth. And shout out Mama Dukes, you know. Thankfully, you know, I was looking at a Cash App balance, and I was like, you know, I got a little bit to where I can send my mama something, right? And so my mom called me, and my mom said, first of all, she was at the casino, her favorite place in the world. And so, you know, when she wasn't answering, I knew she was there. And then I was like, let me send this cash out to my mom. At first, I was not going to send it to her simply because I know my youngest brother, my baby brother is in prison. My youngest brother, he liked to take my mom money and do stuff. So I have to check and regulate when I send something to her to make sure she's getting it and not him, because he has her phones and all this other shit, right? More about that probably in a way future live stream. But anyways, I was like, I sent my mom something. And so my mom called me back, and I'm like, oh, she must have took a break out of the casino. And behold, she did take a break and was in her car. She called me with so much excitement and energy. Hey, why you send me that little bit of money? I was like, what? You know, and I was like, my mama gotta be tripping. Cause first of all, I'm the son. I am the son, okay? I'm the son. Where my shit? I'm the son. When I'm dealing with my mama, I'm still 5 and 6 years old. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but call it what it is, but that's just the child in me, and ain't nobody gonna unalive it. So I was like, what? Turns out my mom was joking. With the little bit of money that I sent my mom, you know, she ran out of her free play and then decided to go and use the money that I gave her, that I was blessed with from my supporters here online. And my mother won a couple of jackpots. She didn't tell me how much, but she was telling me how she was gonna pay certain bills ahead of time. Hence why I always like to pay things ahead of time. And I was like, okay. Then I was listening to her and people, other siblings and shit blowing up her phone, taking money from my mom. I'm like, at least she gonna pay off her stuff. I ain't asking my mama for nothing. I'm all good because see, that's just what it is. I don't put no stress on my mom, you know? So not only did she hit jackpots, but she also won a car today. Okay, because see, my mom is a great person, and when you have great energy, great things happen. And they like to say, deny is cocky. Guess what? I get to always brag to my mama. If it wasn't for me sending you that money, you wouldn't have hit that jackpot, right? So that's one up on my mama. These are the little petty, tedious moments that I love and that we all love and can remember and brag about and talk about, especially if your mama love going to the casino, you know? And I just want to say, Mom, like without your mom, you would not be here. There's so many moms are hurting because their son have been taken, just like this mother. Just like this mother. Hell, look at the 4 people that they got found guilty in Julio Fulio's unalivement. Found guilty. They ain't never getting out. You don't think their mother is hurting? Yeah, their mothers are hurting. Mm-hmm. Even the biracial one who grew up in an upper class neighborhood, he didn't love his motherfucking mama. He loved the streets. Okay? He loved the streets. He was pampered. He was catered to. He loved the streets more than he loved his mother. And now he gone. He might, listen, I'm sorry. If you get all that motherfucking time in prison, in my mind, it's like you might well been gone, especially if you go to a prison or some shit where the unaliving rate is crazy high. And you try to fight to get your people back, but ain't no getting them back at all. Ain't no getting them Julio Fulio defendants back at all. And Alyssa wasting tax times. Supposed to be on trial tomorrow for a motion, motherfucker. We rather watch that nigga that stole Beyonce music go to trial. You just throw your life away. I feel like if you love your parents, you wouldn't do some fucked up shit to put them in a situation that's uncomfortable. Okay? And happy Mother's Day to everybody here. But as far as Amari Clarke, I feel like he was taken out of jealousy. The simple fact that he has a mother that will stand up and protest and advocate. Not just the mother, but a whole community as well.
Amari Clarke's parents are devastated. He was a senior at Suitland High School, set to graduate on June 1st. They say after graduation, he planned on becoming an elevator technician, attending trade school. Well, his life was cut way too short after they say a man stabbed him in this area in the courtyard near his home, stealing his iPhone, Jordans, and then taking off running. They describe Amari as a good kid who liked to play video games and basketball. Let's show you some video from the scene. Homicide detectives, police officers sharing notes talking about the stabbing that happened at the Marlowe Towers condominiums out here on the 3800 block of St. Barnabas Road around 12:30 this afternoon. Amari died at a hospital. Tonight, while police search for the killer, Amari's stepdad and grandmother exclusively talked to me about the murder.
Tonight I'm devastated. Right, I lost a 17-year-old, and that shouldn't happen.
Tonight, 17-year-old.
No 17-year-old. At the end of the day, whoever done this, they need to be brought to justice and be prosecuted to the fullest extent, because no one should lose their life over a senseless argument.
He was had a kind heart, sweetest boy you ever seen, you know, and it's just so devastating for me to hear this news today.
And tonight, a witness tells Fox 5 that the killer was wearing a yellow shirt when he took off running. Now, if you have any information about who killed 17-year-old Amari Clarke, call Prince George's County Police.
Yeah, I have a great idea about who unalived this young man, and I don't even need to be there. Again, history repeats itself. These stories tell on themselves. All of Julio Fulio defendants, they grew up with him. They knew him. They literally grew up with him and knew him. 17-year-old outside of his home means that it's somebody that trusts him. It ain't like niggas is lurking and stalking people and pulling up. I mean, this nigga had on a yellow shirt. He went in all black stocking and creeping up on him. This probably more than likely was somebody that he trusted. I mean, when we have domestic violence situations or someone come up missing, the first suspects that come in your mind, especially if you have an intimate knowledge of who that person is in their relationship, is the ones closest to them. If it ain't family, it's the best friend playing PS4 and all that other shit. A broke ass nigga who had to steal an iPhone and Jordans. 17 years old, and your family can't afford Jordans and motherfucking iPhone. Take your ass out there and get the fucking work, nigga. Work at fast food or do something productive with your life to be able to afford your own Jordans and your own motherfucking iPhone. So to me, based upon history and my understanding of how the world works and how sometimes black people hate each other. And it starts with your peers that don't want to see you do nothing and improve your life. And it ain't even like he was going to play basketball or going to some legitimate college. He planned on going to trade school to become a plumber. At least he had that going on for him. You know? This is the product of niggas listening to Roddy Ricch. I ain't trying to die young with the blocker. Stabbing each other, somebody like, nigga, that's prisons type of stuff was going on there. A stab, that's premeditated. With a yellow shirt on, that means that you was buddy with him and he trusted you and you had to stab as a backup plan. I mean, would we consider that a crime of passion if we find out it was his best friend who mad because his refrigerator was always empty and mama didn't give about him? I mean, is that a crime of passion? I mean, let me know. Because that sounds like a crime of jealousy is a passionate energy. If you don't spend your time focusing on nobody else and being jealous of them, you can put that energy somewhere else, right? 17-year-old about to graduate. Front page of the news in Maryland. These are situations where the average person will say, well, maybe these YNs need to go to the military. You see what Trump is doing? They took all black people rights away. Y'all still don't even realize it. Into the midterm, when y'all running away from the polls because he got a election army up out that bitch full of ICE agents, local police, and nobody and everybody but fucking Republicans who feel like their life depends on it in order to maintain whiteness. Motherfuckers forced to go fight for Israel. Election come up when black people ran from the poll. Is it gonna be like Selma? Okay, niggas been tired since Selma. They had the water hoses and baton sticks and shit like that. It took a black woman to go up there and smoke a cigarette and wish a nigga would. Matter of fact, that makes me think Harriet Tubman may not was a myth. After all, you know? These YNs is going to the military. Your black ass going to fight a war. Because in that midterm election, it's going to I feel like kick off a civil war, and then they already announced in December mandatory registration into the army. So to avoid a civil war, let me go and let me take you over here to fight a world war over in some other country to disenfranchise you. It's a lot going on. But what's the future of Black America? Every day we wake up, we see some young Black man lose his life from an act of sense of violence. It's ridiculous, and we got to do better. A woman lost her child. I don't want to talk about it because as far as in depth of why I feel this way, I feel like a child should bury their parents, not a parent burying their child. It's just the way life go. Motherfucker, okay? A blade of grass, you older than me, you gonna turn brown and get the fuck up out of here. That's just natural selection, natural cause. But I don't know the pain of losing a child, but I know the pain of losing a sibling. And if it's worse than that, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Not even my mama. Nobody. Rest in peace, Amari Clarke. And also rest in peace, Ronnie Doe, who lost his life seeking a paternity test from Christian Rock for Junior. We're going to take a quick break.
Play that shit on TNT.
Turned to a mess, and now I gave you the deuces, and I wish your ass the best. And if you try to come back, I'ma have to stand on you. I wanna win on you. I was always there for you, and you took that shit for granted. Now you lost me, and now I'm all up on my mission, and I'm bossing. And I've been taking all these trips, and you not there with me. I kept it fair with you. You wasn't real with me, and now I'm just reminiscing. I'm just staring at our pics. I thinking back, and now I realize you wasn't shit. My whole family told me you need to watch out for that little bitch. I didn't listen, and I was here. I really went out to Cali just to upgrade you, but you took that shit for granted. Now you a stranger. I tried to come through and save you, but I can't save you. I need my paper. I'll see you later. When you walked in my life, that shit really turned to a mess. And now I gave you the deuces, and I wish your ass the best. And if you try to come back, I'ma have to stand on you. I wanna win on you. I was always there for you, and you took that shit for granted. Now you lost me, and now I'm all up on my mission, and I'm bossing. And I've been taking all these trips, and you not there with me. I kept it fair with you. You wasn't real with me. 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 You wasn't there for me. I kept it real. And you see how it feel. I was always there for you.
Moving right along. Listen. Now, you guys came in my live stream the other day. Yeah, you guys came in my live stream the other day when I was talking about Rihanna. And I was saying Rihanna is letting herself go. She need to lose weight. Okay, it's not healthy. And y'all was like, oh, well, Rihanna's wearing, she's wearing her weight really good. Listen, there's no way to wear a fucking high BMI obesity really well. There's no way. I'm sorry. It's just unhealthy. Okay? It's unhealthy. I mean, I can see she with, a nigga that like him thick, but A$AP Rocky like him skinny. He just destroying her whole body with all them children. And they say she pregnant with her fourth child. And I'm pretty sure after this one, she gonna start looking like a deep freezer. So praising and worshiping obesity, big back meals, big back motherfucking snacks, and all this other shit, is crazy. So this is not AI. This is a black woman with a whole rotisserie chicken on top of a whole bunch of nothing, and it's just served in a cup on top of it. Like, this looks unfucking sanitized. It's one thing to have a spicy seafood bowl, but y'all bitches put meat on type of fruit and milk and all this other stuff. It's crazy. I guess it's the new mukbang. So there's this challenge, smash or pass. Rotisserie chicken spicy bowls have become the hottest new food trend to hit TikTok. And it ain't nothing but some obese black women promoting this shit.
The sauce dripping, it looks so good.
Hold on. Y'all hear that voice? That sound like a nigga.
When you get the rotisserie chicken bowl, make sure you get the rotisserie sauce that come with it, babes.
And just dig your hand in that bitch like you eat some fufu in Nigeria. Is this a man or a woman? I don't want to disrespect, but the voice gave me T.S. Madison, a transformer. And then eating with some skinny ass chips with them big ass fingers. Is this a man or a woman? I don't see no Adam's apple, but you know they got that surgery and shit going on here with them Obama titties on his shoulder. Is this a man or a woman? I'm stuck on that. Hey, them white folks boosting that shit on TikTok to make y'all eat more, get fat, be nasty, and all out of motherfucking shape. And somebody said in the comments that Big Mama lost her leg on soul food. Listen, we gotta stop praising and worshiping them motherfuckers with them big ass arms. We know they know how to cook, but we gotta also start preaching health and nutrition to them, okay? When I see a big ass bitch like this, it's like when I go home or some shit like that and eat that southern food. You know, eat the southern food and got a detox before I get back to LA. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a different diet pattern, different standards. This a nigga though. This ain't even no woman that's out here telling black women to eat these big ass bowls of bullshit. You're a fucking pig.
The sauce dripping, it looks so good.
That's a man. I'm sorry. This is a man. This is a man. Shit, I'll take Jonetta with all the motherfucking bumps to pass as a woman before you. This a man right here teaching black women to eat more and get obese. Okay? And I'm starting to think, do these niggas like think they just want these women to be big and out of shape and undesirable by other men and blow them up with all these motherfucking kids? See, that's why I got a problem with A$AP Rocky. What he doing to Poe Rihanna? I can just see Rihanna eating just as much as this and consuming this motherfucking content. I definitely can. But this a nigga out here cosplaying as a woman to teach women to eat more. Motherfucking, we seen B Love out this bitch. She took off that wig, them fingernails, and that motherfucking makeup at the same time. And transgenders drug her for filth because they say they look motherfucking better. This is a man that has gained a substantial amount of weight and does not feel comfortable in his own skin. So he's gonna cosplay to something in a group of people that will give him some type of validity. You know, some type of validity. Do you think Law Roach will be working with Zendaya without the wig? It's like a motherfucking costume when they cosplay with them Obama titties on their motherfucking shoulders. And when are men gonna start being men? And y'all watching these streamers like Blackboy Mac. Blackboy Mac, he jamming out, he balling to new music released and stuff with his tongue out of his mouth, dancing and bopping. This the same man we seen drop down getting his ego on inside of a mall. and called it a challenge. And then came out here and said he got a vasectomy. That's why he would never have no kids. You won't have no kids because you one of the girls, nigga. You one of the girls and you know it. Motherfucker, you want to be August Alsino so bad, but it ain't going to happen for you. These are your daily influences. And he don't want to be himself. He hate himself. He vibing, he juking. What's his agenda? Since they say everybody big on Twitch and on all these platforms got some type of Peter Thiel sponsorship. The fuck is his agenda? He even played at Rolling Loud. I was like, niggas is not paying to see you, okay? Niggas at Rolling Loud need that crowd and need that audience that's not just there. And you gonna come and perform and give them that. And they say mostly his audience is motherfucking bots, if you ask me. This is not masculine. Let me let y'all see and listen to what he's jamming to.
Water, coconut water, and make sure the cookie tea. While we in Florida, he said I be like a bad hoe. I'm like, yo, hold up, I'm tryna hop on your face and spark it up like a mortar. He think I act like a coconut water, coconut water, and make sure the cookie tea. While we in Florida, he said I be like a bad hoe. I'm like,
yeah, we good. That's by that girl Trims. I do think that girl has mastered a blueprint to tap into Nicki's audience, but otherwise she's just really not that girl. Okay, she's an industry plant and she would never make the amount of money or make it and do business the same way Nicki Minaj has done with the white folks. Okay, so Trims, you can release 30 records and they can all generate 30 million streams, but if Nicki Minaj get 1 million streams, she made more money than you. Go and sit your little ass down instead of coming out here being the industry plant that you are. Nicki Minaj is like the Michael Jackson of female rappers. And it's because the way she made and enforced contracts. You guys didn't know that Michael Jackson had a distribution deal that gave him 75% ownership and 25%, and the company took 25% ownership. They would never make and enforce another contract like that in the music business. And they would never make and enforce a contract like what Nicki Minaj has in the music video. So in the music business. So that little girl cannot come for Nicki. You need to be humble and respectfully. Just sit on the fuck down, because if she made a diss track about you, explaining to you why you would never be the motherfucking queen. Let's be clear. But she's a bop. She's a bop. New age bop. Let's be clear. All right, moving on. Tyreek Hill. You guys know Tyreek Hill. He is the wide receiver. He's considered like the best wide receiver of this era. Played for Miami Dolphins, grew up down there. And most people, especially the white folks, say he grew up running from the police. And that's why he's so fast. And he didn't deserve the opportunity that he was given. Me personally, if I grew up in a certain area, I'm not finna go and play for the motherfucking college or the NFL team where I'm from. I don't give a fuck how it is, because all the police, they got a track record of you. They know what you was doing when you was a juvenile. They stalking you. They harassing you. They got backdoor deals saying that you're going to violate and you're going to do something to get booted out of the NFL. So you're under the microscope, right? Even Kodak Black in Broward County and Dade County right next to each other, right? So Kodak Black, you got officers, DAs, public officials sitting there betting on, oh, I bet you I can get Kodak on this and that. And then you going in court and they playing charades with you all because of a backdoor motherfucking deal. See, that's why y'all got to get out of these small towns. Okay, parents, if your child want to go to college far off, they probably not telling you, but they have faced a certain amount of bullying and peer pressure, and they don't feel comfortable, and they need to go somewhere where they can learn who they are by expressing their true selves. Gay, straight, bi, it doesn't even matter. That's the real secret why kids want to go far away. But Tyreek Hill, he decided to go and play for the Miami Dolphins when you know Broward County got a track record on you. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Broward County is off the chain with these niggas. Very Democratic, even though Florida's a Republican place. How the hell does Trina get stillthebaddeststreet.com, Still the Baddest Street, and Trick Daddy Dollars get a Trick Daddy Street? Which one of them did you go and grow up on? Because wherever you grew up at, I'm pretty sure it was around the neck of the woods, and the police already know who the fuck you are. I don't care how talented you are, how beautiful you are. These white Republicans are racist, and they have a fascination with young black men, especially if you talented and got and display a higher sense of potential. Get Out taught us that. Y'all just think it was just some nigga that got kidnapped and invited to a house because he fucking a white bitch. Now they want his brains, his mind. No. Like, everybody need to get out from where you're from and go out and explore the world. But see, Tyreek Hill, coined and dubbed one of the greatest wide receivers of our time, cannot just stay out of legal trouble. It's because you still in your home turf, okay? You might have left them little corners that you called the neighborhood, that they done redefined the motherfucking maps to disenfranchise your neighborhood. But them white folks, they been there, they got a paper trail on you, and they want you to be tied up in the system and have no future, okay? These white people have always been looking at black kids as a motherfucking science project. I bet if I do this to this one, then they won't play in the NFL anymore. Tyreek, but that's partially his fault too, right? Because he decided to divest out, and now that lady got kids with him, and that lady's taking him for everything, and he's in court now settling lawsuits with motherfucking people like this IG model that is like way taller than him and way bigger than him. While they was playing a game of football, Tyreek got mad because this big ass model chick ran him over. This one right here, big giant motherfucker that looked like that woman that beat up the whole set on Drewski's show. Big ass motherfucker out there playing football with him. And then suddenly this woman says Tyreek got mad because she tackled him hard and then decided to do something inappropriate and break her leg. And now he done settled with her. Okay? Nigga MC Hammer went broke. Floyd Mayweather went broke. Making other people in over $1 billion. What the fuck make you think a Tyreek Hill or an Offset can still afford to pay private chefs and do anything with their motherfucking life? Tyreek Hill is broken in a motherfucker. You out there on potential that an NFL team will pick you up because you're considered one of the great of this era. Not the greatest all around, but of this era. Guess what? Every time somebody graduate high school and get recruited as a freshman or a sophomore in college, that's another potential prospect to replace you. You decided to stay in Broward County when these people in Broward County know who the fuck you are. They even pulled you over outside of the Miami Dolphins Stadium before you got there because they was telling you, we don't give a fuck about you being on this team. We are Miami Dolphin fans. And we're going to remain Miami Dolphin fans, but we feel like that we don't even need to. Okay? I don't know if it was the police putting curse on him. Y'all know the police be putting curse on niggas. Y'all seen Lovecraft Country where the police was in that bitch casting a spell on niggas? It was him or that Dominican girl that he got pregnant and got the kids with. I don't know if she went over there and talked to her grandma how Cardi B be talking to her. Nigga, you was out for the count, nigga. That bitch put a curse on you. Your leg was gone. Okay? And I'm a nigga that never got sick in my life. I never really suffered any injuries, nigga. My leg and my knee fucking up, nigga. I feel like the whole world coming to an end. Okay? Don't tell me nothing. I already feel like my leg gonna dry up and just fall off because I'm dramatic like that, okay? I'm a Cancer. Give me some space. Tyreek Hill, see, he's out there wishing and praying that some team is gonna pick him up so that he can pay his child support, so that he can continue to live this life that he's living. Nah, nigga, you should have left Miami. You shouldn't even took Miami because you wanted to make your parents proud and happy, nigga. I'm surprised that these niggas out there in the hood didn't pow you. Fuck wrong with you? I mean, but some people really stick at home base and make it through, like Edwin Jane, who has significant ties to my own neighborhood. He, played and stayed in his neighborhood and do what he needed to do, but he don't have the same background as you, Tyreek Hill, at all. And he got white folks around him controlling and monitoring his shit. That's why he's preserved. Stephon Diggs is fucking all of them. That's why he's coming down like the Titanic. You nor him will ever be back in the NFL. So, ever. So y'all here settling lawsuits and stuff, okay? Can we go ahead and consider Tyreek Hill to be like the Adrian Broner of NFL players? Or are we reserving that spot for Stephon Diggs? Which one? Let me know in the chat below. Thank you guys so much for being here. Moving on. Oh, fuck. All right, moving on. Ari Spears. I'm sorry. So sorry. Let me go ahead and say his name right, even though I'm finna body his ass. Ari Spears sat down and says he does not perform in the Deep South and disrespects the way that they talk. I don't perform in the Deep South. In Mississippi, where them nigga can't read.
I don't perform in the Deep South, nigga. I don't. There's certain places like I'll perform in Charlotte because it feels like it's a major metropolis. They're a little more, you know what I'm saying? I'll perform in Alpharetta, Georgia at the new Punchline, which is phenomenal. But Mississippi, where niggas can't read? Nah, nigga, I'm good.
Niggas can read in Mississippi, dog.
Let me tell you something. I did a club in Memphis called Chuckles once upon a time ago. You ever been to Chuckles?
Yeah, I've been to Chuckles.
And I was selling my CDs at that point. And one lady bought the CD and her girlfriend said to her, "Girl, how much that CD was?" Another dude was looking for his family and went, "Where they is?" Nigga, my jokes come with some shit where you gotta match. You know what I mean? Based on how you talk, this shit ain't gonna fly with you.
But dog, that's the lingo down there. And this is crazy coming from a nigga that didn't finish school.
Lingo. No. Understand the difference. Lingo is one thing. Articulation is something else.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta be able to articulate. Where they is, how much that CD was. Nah, that ain't lingo, nigga. That's go back to school.
No, that's called lingo, motherfucker. Nigga from the side don't fuck with you anyways, and we don't give a fuck where you at. We don't want you to come through all the time, because if you do, you gonna get some motherfucking hot lead pussy ass nigga. Fuck you talking about? Fuck all that shit over there, nigga. Like, you literally are the biggest duck goose on the internet to think that people from Mississippi, okay, don't know how to talk or because they carry a certain vernacular. That's what they do there. Like, when I go back to my hometown, nigga, without even trying, I'm back into that deep-rooted, ignorant-ass, Ebonic accent and verbiage. Period. I just have to show up. Same thing when I go to, you ask me to speak patois right now, I don't know how to do it. I need to get around my siblings and my Jamaican family. And that shit come out like Harry Potter when he touched the sink and learned that he know how to talk to snakes. You know, it's a subconscious thing. It's who you are, right? But you want to sit down here, oh, I don't go down there. Niggas don't fuck with you, period. Niggas don't fuck with you at all. Matter of fact, you put Tiffany Haddish in a situation to where the studio execs don't even want to green light girls trip too because of what you hired her to do. Mr. Peep and Tom looking at people, kids scoot on the floor with their underwear on, you bitch ass niggas. Niggas don't fuck with you anyways. And if your ass went down south, the niggas liable to blow your motherfucking head off. If they think about it. Ari Spears, you mean Ari Spears? The same one that had a little boy scooting around with his underwear on and he had a newspaper where he was looking out like a fucking creep and thought it was funny? That Ari Spears? We want to go and listen to him and laugh? Fuck that nigga, that bitch ass nigga or whatever accent that you're using from Mississippi, from Florida, whatever. Niggas don't fuck with you, period. At all. And then on top of that, you a divester. I bet you ain't told your mama happy birthday or did nothing productive for your community with your big funk ass. Niggas sitting down here got to design a girl that have designer kids so that they don't grow up to look ugly and disgusting like you, nigga. Fuck you and fuck everything that you stand for. Since you want to pick and poke at people for not code switching. I guess you sit down and you just talk like this all the time. Even me talking like this, I feel like this is a caricature of who I am, bitch. Cause I'm a hood nigga. And when I own that, I'm on that. If not, I gotta like dress it up and make it real for them, you know? It ain't no different than motherfuckers say, hey, look at that crack over there and going to work with white folks and that don't come to your mind. It's called the code switch. And the fact that you stuck on this little code that you own and divested, bitch, you know black people don't fuck with you. And you just did yourself and you canceled yourself is what you just did. You should have been canceled. Black people stopped rocking with you. And then DJ Vlad invited you over there to his platform and asked you and questioned you everything about that motherfucking the fact that you a creditor. And we ain't never gonna forget that. Anybody that supports you, I don't give a fuck. Niggas is not banging your name. Niggas is not mentioning you in the hood. Or none of that shit. Let's be crystal clear about that. We don't give a fuck, nigga. Stand up, Mississippi. How dare you fucking disrespect Mississippi like that? When Emmett Till was unalived in Mississippi, you can speak positively and uplifting to that black community that's been through a lot. What's his name? Tyree, a dude that was hung at Delta State University over there in Cleveland, Mississippi. And you gonna disrespect them black people? You act like everybody black is uneducated and just don't motherfucking know. Bitch, that's what them racist white folks do, bitch. The fact that Ari Spears is black and know that not every black household is the same. You can be right here and your mama on dope and you don't know a motherfucking thing. And then your next door neighbors is teaching their kids to be intellectual and teaching them different. Black people, black Americans are not a monolith, motherfucker. Everybody in Mississippi does not talk like that. And if they do, it's because they're around people that look like them and that they feel familiar with. Okay? When they get on that fucking phone, when they get in the IRS office and shit, like they change it up, they switch it up. What are you talking about? You can't play nowhere where black people reign. Them niggas in Mississippi will hang you by your fucking ankles and let you bleed out. You just disrespected a nigga that set an example for black people fighting back, bitch. Nigga, the Mississippi Broad was like Selma 2.0 and tell me I'm lying. You can't. And you gonna disrespect these people, nigga? You could have went there and got a bag to talk about that shit. But that show you how far you're gone and how far you're disconnected from your community. And the problem with you, Ari Spears, is you want everybody to believe you don't rock with black people when we don't fuck with you, bitch. You're a whole creditor that had a little boy in his underwear and you was a peeping Tom to him. And we would never fucking forget that. I would never go see you and I would never deal with nobody that supports you, fuck ass nigga. You like Donald Trump on the Epstein list, just sitting up there trying to hide it through propaganda and social media machines. Let me be in an interview with you or let me see your motherfucking ass, bitch. I ran up on Gene Deal. He lied, he ain't do a motherfucking thing to me. And I got questions for you. Why you sit up there and thought it was funny to stare at somebody's child in their underwear, nigga? Let the world know that. Bitch, I'm yelling and I'm screaming all over it. And if you hit me, you gonna be broke. Fuck Ari Spears. Nigga got a girl name anyways. Moving on, okay? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. In Arizona, a woman was arrested after she allegedly ran over and unalived a man she met on a dating app. He was trying to end their first date after believing he had been catfished. Ah, damn, did she get her name? Did she get your name tattooed on her neck?
It's past Sunday for their first in-person date. Right away, court documents show Taft texted family members that he had been catfished and was trying to end the date. But the pair visited multiple locations, including a marijuana dispensary. They went back to Taft's apartment complex, where surveillance video later reportedly showed Bahi getting into Taft's car. The documents state Taft then stepped in front of the car, trying to get her to stop. That's when she hit him with the car and dragged him beneath it. Prosecutors say it looked intentional.
There is strong evidence in this case of surveillance footage that captured the defendant running over the victim. It certainly looked like it was intentional as she was accelerating, even though the victim was in front of the car with his hands up.
According to police, Bahi fled the scene and Taft was pronounced dead at a local hospital. The next day, Bahi took a shuttle from Phoenix to Flagstaff. She was arrested by Flagstaff police at this Denny's on Wednesday.
This is a murder case, and the defendant certainly has incentive to flee based on the lengthy prison sentence that she's facing.
Court documents state Bahi admitted to being with Taft, but she couldn't remember anything that happened between leaving the dispensary and the next morning. She's now charged with second-degree murder, leaving the scene of an accident, and theft of means of transportation. Her mother lives in Flagstaff, which may be the reason why she fled to the high country.
So I want to figure out power of attorney for my daughter because she is 6 years old and she is with my mother in Flagstaff.
It started as a date. turned into a homicide investigation.
That is so crazy. And she got a daughter that's 6 years old. She literally got a daughter that's 6 years old. And you meet a stranger who can't do nothing for you but satisfy you temporarily in that moment. It's given she was a nymphomania. She had some weird dark fetishes and then ran this man over because you catfished him. Social media's a motherfucker, man. That's why I don't use dating apps at all. If I ain't see you in person, I don't know you. I need to meet everybody in person. How many of y'all ever met somebody off a social media app and it was happily ever after? Then you're lucky. Ashley Janae met Joe McKeon off a social media app, and guess what? He unalived her in Tanzania, Africa. And they covered it up. Just like this woman ran this man over because you're a catfish built like a motherfucking deep freeze. I would like to give power of attorney to my mother because your daughter is never gonna see you and shouldn't want anything to do with your crazy ass. You done ran this man over because he don't want you. Go to jail, motherfucker. And I'm collecting $200 when you pass go, motherfucker. Not we didn't trigger it. We done triggered it. How much time this hoe gonna get? How much time this hoe gonna get? How much time this hoe gonna get? Hey, make it whine, make it whine. Oh my goodness. Period. Okay. So I was dragging this big back ass bitch. Are you crazy? Oh my, who did that? Don't tell me that was my name tattooed on her neck. Trauma blunt. Oh, you can feel my soul and I'm through it. The fuck up out of here. She don't even need to be breathing because she liable to take somebody's life in prison, man or woman, if they don't want shit to do with her. God, and she gave her mama power of attorney. I blame the mother. It's Mother's Day, and she locked up for trying to run over a piece of stick that didn't want her. Listen, man, this is crazy. Y'all better stay off of them dating apps and social media, trying to look for love. Some motherfucker driving trucks knowing they ain't even supposed to be driving trucks, so they doing it in other people's name to run somebody else over and unalive them. Get niggas' names tattooed on their neck, using their mama the back door with them dentures clicking. Did not. Every motherfucking live. People like this cannot be helped. Okay? People like this cannot be helped. If I was a mama, I'd get rid of her daughter too. See the Chucky. I'm playing about that. Shout out to her mama dudes for taking on her child. Yes, indeed. All right, moving on. You know, the black unemployment rate has reached an all-time high thanks to Donald Trump. Again, he went in there signing papers, doing away with shit. We way back to Woodrow Wilson. They say, oh, we're not canceling black people, but you're rolling back all legislation and Supreme Court rulings to do it, bitch. Black folks, if you work for white people, they're going to put you in a motherfucking cage. They're going to put cotton sticks, bananas on your motherfucking door. They're going to put a white refrigerator only. That's what's happening with Donald Trump. So it's very, very, very important to support black-owned businesses. And I know we've been saying the same thing when niggas realized that we was tricked out of our motherfucking economic salvation with this Brown versus Board of Education shit. White businesses took over, bought black people out. Black people was not able to afford. So when we see people like an OG that come live and say that a white man stole their idea for tenderism and this belongs to me, we want to advocate and root for that brother. Yes, indeed. Okay, listen, that nigga's like Charleston White of the internet. Niggas have already chose him. Mr. Tenderism is Mr. Tenderism. We is not finna let you or nobody come and try to compete with him and trash him. This man is too old to be involved in some motherfucking beef, especially if you up here having a motherfucking hard time punching pig pork to be pulled out the motherfucking bone while disenfranchising this nigga. Come on.
The game is tenderism. As y'all see me putting the tip out of the bone. Tenderism. Not tenderism that they cheating, cutting the back of the beef tip and then pulling it out. That's cheating. These are pork tips. And I just pulled the bone right out as y'all see that.
No, you did.
That's tenderism, not tenderism. Tenderism. Hello.
Hello.
No, you didn't, sir. It looked like you was wrestling with that motherfucking beat. And then you lied and said, look, you're wrestling. That is not tenderism or nothing. You just pulled that shit out like that pork is raw, nigga. You cooked it too fast. Tenderism, they let it smoke, they let it simmer. Okay, I done been to white folks' elegant restaurants with a rib, and then I pick that bitch up and it just fall off the bone. Tenderism, there you go. I was like, how come niggas ain't got no business where shit is falling out the bone like this, or at least advertising it the right way? And you want to come for him and his tenderism beef ribs and pull it on pork. Sir, pork is completely different than beef. Pork does not fall off the motherfucking bone, sir. You pulled that shit out like it was a dinosaur bone. It's a raw motherfucking meat. And all that shit is in the sink. The same sink that you wash dishes in, that you wash your chicken, that you wash your pork in. Probably didn't even sterilize it before you put that same meat that you wash back in that motherfucker. Ain't nobody finna eat for you. Mr. Tenderism is here to stay, and we don't care about you, okay? You'll be better off getting put on Grubhub or DoorDash or some shit that nasty cheeseburgers got put off of in Atlanta, Georgia, bitch. Sell your own product and stop clout chasing off of this OG. This ain't no young nigga. We know you feel like the only way to make it is be the like Kendrick Lamar to Drake tenderism. Fall out the bump. Nigga, we good. We done pick Unc. And we ain't turning our back on Unc for you, nigga. As a matter of fact, you look like that big ass nigga that beat the shit out of him at the end of the house party too. Y'all seen that? Sir, I would not eat from you. I would not. You ain't got nothing. I'm sorry. I would not eat for you. Look like FBI agent ex-con going to the military. You too big and buff to be in that motherfucking kitchen like that, sir. Let your wife do it. I understand every nigga feel like that they can grill and shit like that at this point in time because we support black-owned businesses. We want Mr. Tenderism to take out George Foreman grills because that nigga don't own that shit the white folks do, you know? Get up out of here. We ain't eating from you, not no nasty ass pork. Fuck wrong with you. That nigga look like you was pulling fucking a fish apart or something. Look how tough it is. Yo, big ass struggle with that. Ain't no woman can get that open at all. And then on top of that, like you pull the gristle out of the side. That's not the same. Use the same meat in tender. Use that, okay? Niggas is gonna pay this OG thousands of dollars to come and make sure it fall out the bone. And you just mad, nigga. Fuck wrong with you. Looking at how you living and all that shit up there on the counter and how you pulling that shit out. And hey, you done did some serious time in prison. Just because you worked in the cafeteria to feed all them niggas don't mean you can get out here and feed these bitches, these kids, and that we supposed to turn our back on Mr. Tenderism. Fall out the bone. Get up out of here. We good. We already picked our Tenderism star and you just a clout chaser and they ate him the fuck up in these comment sections. Get your hating ass up out of here and find you something else to do. We love Mr. Tenderism. This nigga a hater, bro. All right, moving on. So, let me put this up here. Okay, cool. You guys know I browse the internet and I be looking for compelling stories and shit like that. You know, the celebrities ain't doing nothing, so we got to go to the real life stuff. And I just so happened to run across this post, right? This post is titled Black People. Have you ever gotten a job when the interviewer is Hispanic? Just curious. I was interviewed with a black-owned company. The recruiter was black. I moved to the next round, then I interviewed with a Hispanic lady who would be my manager, and I knew I wouldn't be getting the job. Sure enough, they ended up hiring a Hispanic for the job. The last person who had that job was also Hispanic. Last year, I interviewed for a support role at a law firm. The recruiter was an ethnic white woman. What is that, bitch? Are we giving Rachel Dolezal backdoors to call themselves white by saying ethnic white woman? Okay, I'm pretty sure she take black sperm up her guts and probably got some biracial kids, but they don't make her black. So what is ethnic white woman? Somebody tell me in the comment section below. Anyways, this crybaby ass nigga said I moved to the next round. Then the next round was with a Hispanic girl. I was told I interviewed well and was professional, but they went with a candidate based on their firm's current needs. Another time, recruiter was Hispanic. Didn't make it to the next round. I looked at the person I would have been reporting to, a Hispanic. And that role I interviewed for also went to a Hispanic. So I see a lot of holes in this story, but collectively, even if we concede that everything that this person is saying is true, this type of shit is exactly why they was like, get rid of DEI. We can't do with it. This is why the powers that be, the Republicans, feel like we need to stop talking about race, because this is a fake victim. You blame this on Hispanic people, but your biggest critical flaw is your own mistake. When I read right here in this first paragraph, I then interviewed with a Hispanic lady who would be my manager, and I knew I wouldn't be getting the job. You created that reality for yourself. And not only did you create that reality, you created attention. They sensed that you was fake, and fake means dishonest during the job interview, because you felt like you didn't trust this Hispanic person because you're black. And Hispanic people are against you, or white people are against you. These are forms of false alarms that are not substantiated with any credible evidence in systemics of racism. It'll be different if it was a black-owned company and they got white people, Hispanic people. They're trying to see how diverse you are. The owner of a company, a black person, the worst thing that you can do is promote yourself and your company on the basis of race. That's the worst thing that you can do. But you can be black-owned and stand back. I even read an article of this DC couple that has an interior decorative business that's exclusively online, and people book them. And because they do a great job with great reviews, people finally see who they are, and they show up as the workers for that company, which technically they are. So this black couple up in DC owns an interior decorative company, and they show up as the workers. They are. But what they don't tell the people is they own the LLC, and they do more business that way because they're not doing it based upon race, and they understand contracting, and they understand businesses and employees. Yeah, they get paid to do the work, and I'm going to present myself like I do the work. But at the end of the day, my black ass own this motherfucking company. So when you complaining about what I'm doing at work and I'm telling you that I'm going back to talk to the company, I'm talking to my motherfucking self. And shout out to all the real people here. All the real people who know how to play the motherfucking game. You got doctors, nurses, registered CNs that are ahead of the white people and telling them what the fuck to do. But the people that you're visiting and that you're doing business with, they think that you're the worker when you're the fucking boss. I got a supporter right now where the doctors and everybody at these different hospitals treat her indifferent, and the white people that they would listen to are listening to her in 2026. So we know the strikes are against us. We know they don't want us involved. We know they don't want us to make money. What do? Be like the DC couple. I got an LLC and I work for the LLC. So when I show up, it's, hi, my name is such and such with such and such company, and I'm here to do the job. White folks will be like, oh yeah, come on in. Because in the back of their head is, oh yeah, that website and that advertisement and those ratings was too great for a nigga to own that company, right? And I'm going to hire somebody on the basis of race or because they feel like they're less dead. They feel like they don't want to listen to the Mingos. They feel like that. What the fuck are you talking about? Me personally, I've only got jobs and opportunities through black women Hispanic people. I've never gotten a job and an opportunity through a black man. I'm sorry. Black men are my worst nightmare when it comes to that. However, I will tell you that there's a collective group that will support you and build you up. They will do that. But when it comes down to owning companies and shit, I've never been hired by a black person. I would wish and pray that I have a black woman who take black sperm in her gut. I guess that's what they meant by an ethnic white woman, that he got past and then get past Hispanic, because they sense that they sense that you felt like you was the underdog and that you somehow was entitled simply because you was black. Maybe that black-owned business structured itself to where you have to talk to the white people that work here and talk to the Hispanic people, because even though I understand you, brother or sister, that we're black out here and people are suppressing us, I got a diverse workplace, and you're going to have to get along with that. And you're going to have to go along with that. I think any black business that is black-owned and hire others to be the front man, I will always support that. I will always support that. That person made his or her way out. This is like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air becoming a successful business owner. You made it out. You've diversified your network. Why the fuck would I want to trauma bomb with somebody on the basis of race? And then on the flip side, when you got white corporations and systems of racism, like what judges work for the court and shit, it reminds me of Thurgood Marshall. It took him a while to say enough is enough. Even in 2026, them black bodies working for these white corporations that's meant to disenfranchise you, they're doing their job and their work. So when I see a black-owned business to have a structure, Hispanic people, white, my first thought is, damn, this nigga, how the fuck you get these Mexican and white people to listen to you? How the fuck, oh, they listen and they interviewing me? Oh, I'm gonna get to know them, because at the end of the day, I don't have to think about race because this company is black fucking owned and they're working for somebody black. This is why Byron Allen is going to be the last standing black person in Hollywood, because he's 100% black owned and got white, Hispanic, Asian, and so many other people working for his corporation. You got to admire that. But me personally, if I'm black owned, bitch, I don't want no nigga working for me. And they had a problem with Jay-Z and Beyonce, a black owned company title, hiring all of these other peoples to do the work for them. They got paid handsomely, and they put on a united, diverse front that was safe to do business, bitch. If I'm black and you black and we trauma bonded based on race, bitch, that's too much hostility. Get the fuck away from me. That's like going back home and I see the same niggas that are failures. Ain't the only thing they can talk about and bond over is motherfucking blunts. That's it. Not even sports. And when niggas sit around and smoke blunts and play 2K all the time, y'all seen an episode of Black Mirror with Anthony Mackie? That's true. So you did yourself a disservice by going here and categorizing and thinking race in itself. You didn't have to think about that. The owner of the company told them people to interview you and told them people to look for certain traits within you in order for you to get the job. And you still went in there with this victim mentality saying that you're fucking black. You did that to yourself. Okay, that's my answer to that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, Another article that I seen come across my desk today, and I'm gonna read it here. It's titled, "Sister May Kick Me Out. I have a hard time meeting and connecting with people." Ooh, red flag. Most people would consider me boring, and that's okay. The issue that I'm dealing with is that I stay with my sister, and she is insisting that I find friends or possibly a lover. I don't like to go outside at all. I prefer to stay in my room. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I'm not religious or spiritual. I don't watch television unless it's informative. I don't like nature or anything similar. I would prefer not to interact with people if it could be avoided. I am not going to bars and clubs, hopping, or anything else. I haven't been outside of my home for about a year and a half. The problem is that I live in Atlanta, Georgia, so most of the things I am not fond of about are what people in the area are. I enjoy being alone. It's where I find the most peace. I like puzzles, Sudoku, etc., and learning. I enjoy learning. My sister doesn't require me to pay anything, but I personally pay the light, water, trash, phone, and Wi-Fi bills. I am very responsible and respectful to her home, and we don't have any issues other than her wanting me to find friends. She also states that she wants to be intimate with her boyfriend. And it's weird for me not knowing that I'm always here and that I creep her out and her boyfriend off. It's becoming awkward for me because she tries to send me outside when the neighbors or out to force me to be social. It makes me uncomfortable. And we have began to bicker at each other. She has stated the last time she wants me to get a life or she might have to kick me out. I'm now scared because I wouldn't have anywhere to go. Our mother died years ago and she is the only family I have. Poor sister. Not you trauma bonded to her. You a big ass grown ass nigga. I see that, okay? And you trauma bond and using her empathy in order for you to continue to be lazy, a bomb, antisocial, and everything else, all of the above. You stated your own issue in the first sentence. I have a hard time meeting and connecting with people. And then on top of that, you living off of your sister. Now, I'm all for people being as great as they want to be. Just move the fuck out of my way. You have no obstacles stopping you from being everything that you can be. Mother died, sister's there. I'm pretty sure he's younger, and I'm pretty sure his mother coddled him, and he don't know how, no fucking skills at all. Even people that prefer to be alone, you got to go out and make money. And when I go to the job, I'm gonna be who I am, and then when I go home, my personal life is my personal life. But there are standards to living. And I voluntarily pay these bills because even though my sister doesn't require me to do any of this stuff. Nigga, you living like a white boy in Atlanta, Georgia. Your problem is you need to come out the closet. That's what it is. And Atlanta is the perfect place for you to do that, especially if you're black. You need to come out of the closet and be comfortable and content. You got friends and you got people you talk to. You just see other human beings as objects to be used and abused rather than to be loved and cared about. Because that's the only way that you can look at these people that you meet and say, there's not a possible chance for me to relate or be friends with them unless, of course, you're fucking radio. And then we even seen the movie. Radio got a lot of sympathy. Okay, anybody want to be around radio? Radio, nobody would with radio if he wasn't radio. Period, point blank. People feel sorry for the disabled. You must be really fucking slow. Your mama left you in the back of the house to bang on all the spoons and plates and make all the fucking noise that you can while she was in the front of the house getting her freak on. And now you trauma bonded to your sister. She know you're a sorry ass man on this bitch bombing out for her. She can't even lay up and sleep with her own boyfriend. You're a weirdo. You're a weirdo. You need to be committed. You need rehab therapy. Because any human being that feels like that they can't connect with another human being or feel like they need to be alone all the time, that's a choice. Like, I'm alone right now, but I can get the fuck up and go and meet anybody that I want and get anything that I want, period. What are you talking about? And even if somebody reject me, it's somebody else in that bitch gonna give me what I want, period. And that's going to make the person who rejected me more attracted to me. And then I can forget about it and come back to it and revisit it later and still maintain a private life to where I have space, time, and opportunity where I feel like I want to be alone. My thing is I feel like he's gay. Honestly. I feel like he's gay and don't want nobody to know. And I feel like your sister knows it, but she's waiting for you to confirm it. I know somebody like that. His name is Steph. A hermit. Everything is forced. Everything is just mellow. Everything about you needs to be built based upon you affiliating yourself with other people and borrowing their personality and them creating a narrative for you when you just a hermit and you just a sorry, lonely ass, lame ass fucking loser that don't have no social cues or any fucking thing and like to use people. And they like to sit up there and be quiet like a little sneaky ass child. Sit up there, be quiet and just attach themselves to people and then learn their personality and take what their personality and all the good qualities that you liked about them to your next relationship and your next engagement. And then when that burns its course, there's nothing left. You just a fucking miserable ass loser because you won't be honest with yourself. And you got to really feel bad for people like that. Hence why I'm his emergency contact in Brazil. Crazy, right? So people really need to learn to love themselves and learn how to really be with themselves 100%. Literally. I would feel fucking psycho if I had a deep, dark secret that I can't talk to myself about it, even in my alone time. I'm constantly rejecting it, constantly denying it. This is why you feel like you can't get along with people, because you don't know how to be with yourself. You don't know how to be a friend to yourself. So how the fuck can you be a friend to anybody else? Real life stuff. That's a lot of tea. Anyways, shout out to you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's move on. Okay, everybody, let's get information. So it says Beyonce. All right. What's ironic about this PR campaign that Beyonce has put on, because we know this is PR, okay? Cheatsheet.com. I've looked at all of their posts about Beyonce. It seems very strategic when they post about her, and it seems almost like it's exclusive access and information to convince them to post this about Beyonce. Beyonce is a marketing genius, okay? The mystery behind her, when she's gonna drop, what's going on with her personal life. You got 3 kids and we don't know anything about you. So she monetizes anything personal and private about her. Okay, I even read posts from famous actresses that said that they appeared in Beyonce's music videos for like Thick with Megan Thee Stallion, but it was never released. And that was way back in 2023. You think Beyonce is gonna spend millions of dollars producing music videos for Renaissance and don't do no music videos for Cowboy Cardi and about to release what they call a rock album? No, she's holding on to that. Beyonce is preserving herself in order to get this godlike essence. This woman is years ahead of her own time, and we're just like literally living in her world. So when she slid out at the Met Gala, people was like, why is she coming out? This could be the start and the launch of a new campaign. We see Jay-Z sit down and speak to Times to hate on Drake. We see him sit down to talk about SA laws. These are PR strategic moves by people that are so public but so private at the same time. So word on the curve is Beyonce is about to release a rock album. And listen. Now, when she released Renaissance, the gay community was like, this is the album that we need, or whatever, LGBT, far left. Then when she released Cowboy Carter, it's like, girl, are you really trying to get these Trump supporters and motherfucker to vote for you? And, you know, the hell is going on? Black people in cowboy hats and cowboy boots outside of Texas just look the motherfucking fool. Okay, but since Black Panther and the Michael Jackson movie, everybody want to dress up for a special occasion. Okay, we got to clock it. And now she's releasing a rock album. And this is the same music that was stolen from her in Atlanta, Georgia when she was on her Renaissance stop. And the man is actually about to go to trial starting tomorrow, facing up to 6 years. And we know he guilty like a motherfucker, let's be clear. Stole Beyonce's music. And I'm like, nigga, if you stole the music, please release the information of what you heard or whatever, because had that leak happened, Beyonce would not be this praised and worshiped and celebrated like how she is, because it's the mystery effect that Beyonce has. So apparently she's releasing a rock album coming up. And also I heard from a little birdie that she was actually supposed to release the rock album on 3/29/2026, but Nicki Minaj tweeted that out and pinned it to her tweet. And that was Beyonce's actual release date for her new album, but she had to push it back because she did not want to coincide with what Nicki Minaj had already published and put out there. And then they turned around and banned her from the Met Gala. So apparently Beyonce is supposed to release this album at the end of this month or in June. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff happening at this end of this month. D4D case, Beyonce's supposed to drop. Who knows? But my thing is, we didn't ask Beyonce for Cowboy Carter, and she knows she was pulling a motherfucking stunt with that red, white, and blue looking like Eva Knievel. Come on now. Okay, they say she had on a $55 million necklace with this outfit. And if you really look in her mix section, word on the curb, she's actually pregnant with her 4th child. This child, Lord. At least she's smarter than Rihanna. Because, see, Rihanna is so dumb. She would let a nigga tear her body up and destiny swap with her, the way he's the star and you just the baby mama at home getting slow-ass tattoos scribbled on your leg and stuff. But Beyonce is very secretive about her personal life and who she is as a person. Every time we see her pop out, she got to sell some shit. And this Met Gala turn up was her selling something. And to me personally, I think her sitting as Cole and letting Blue Ivy go to the Met Gala, to me, I just really felt like she was, passing the torch off to her daughter. First of all, why the fuck is Blue Ivy at the Met Gala looking grown as ever and trying to show some skin? And they said, don't do that. And then Northwest on stage at Rolling Loud. These little girls, 12 and 13 years old, is ahead of their time and doing too much at this particular point in time. I personally don't approve of Blue Ivy being at the Met Gala. And I told you guys, when I seen Blue Ivy at the Met Gala, I just laughed because I'm just like, shit. At the end of the day, she's definitely an opportunist in her own little woman. And if you're Beyonce's child, why fucking not? Why not? But apparently Beyonce's coming out with a new album, a rock album. Are we listening to it? Hopefully she sampled something dealing with Tina Turner, because that's the only way we will accept her in the rock era. Or even Hound Dog, that was wrote and created by a black woman. Something with Little Richard, the pioneer. And without Little Richard, there would be no Elvis Presley and a whole bunch of other people. Nigga, Little Richard is the soldier boy of rock and roll. So is she gonna come out here and pay homage to the black people that actually pioneered it? She didn't pay homage to the black people that did Cowboy Carter. From what I know and from what I can see, she really wanted to take the clout. She really wanted to take the recognition for herself. And people say that Beyonce has always been this selfish, power-driven clout chaser, which is why she allegedly, sent Jay-Z and made sure Aaliyah was gone. Because if Aaliyah was here, she wouldn't be that girl. Mind you, when she went solo to release B-Day, she was recording a movie, playing Etta James, and it really wasn't like that. We accepted Aaliyah more than Beyonce. Her culture, clout, and her brand would not be the same had that girl lived. So sometimes when you think about people unaliving people, who benefit from it the most? We know that Dame Dash and Jay-Z was allegedly poking Aaliyah, and she chose Dame Dash. That nigga sunk, and Jay-Z gonna make sure his foot stay on top of his head. And Aaliyah is gone, and Beyonce's that bitch. Let's be clear. But anyways, enough about that. Are you going to tune in if Beyonce releases a country album? Yes or no? Me personally, when it comes to that Cowboy Carter country album,
I appreciate everything that
Thank
you've
you very
done
much.
for the community there.
I don't want to take my time.
I also have appreciated the opportunity to meet
reclaiming
with you
my time
several times
reclaiming my
when
time.
we were doing our
reclaiming my time.
Reclaiming it.
Waste my time on me. Reclaiming my time. What he failed to tell you was, when you're on my time, I can reclaim it.
Reclaiming my time. The Cowboy Carter, it was BS. We didn't ask you for it. We listened to it because we felt like it was our duty to support you. Beyonce got to get the fuck on up out of here. Stop grifting black people. At this point in time, she gonna end up selling some dish rags or some shit. Motherfucker, she's so selfish, she couldn't even come out here and advocate for her mama nasty ass gumbo. So, and Robert Johnson in original. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. All right, so Smiley. You guys know Smiley from Baddies. I don't even know why they continue to let her on the show. It's all a big play and a grift. Running around faking pretend like her hand hurts so she don't got to take no phase and do no motherfucking phase. Just grifting time, space, air, giving out free blunts and all this other stuff because you just want to fit in. Smiley got to be the slowest baddie I've ever seen. And she ain't even bad. When I seen that Christian Rock football game and she had on the motherfucking shoulder pads and shit, just walking like a stud, talking about she the center, you ain't never get down there and say down, say your ass would have been popped. And I recall seeing a video go viral of Smiley about a month ago where, she was on FaceTime and she actively, in real time, hacked into that girl's phone and said, I'm going to make you want to beat my A when you see me. Come and do it, yada, yada. She hacked into that girl's phone, which was a crime. Wiretapping, hacking illegally. It was a crime. And I was like, oh, yeah, she going to motherfucking jail. Yes, indeed. wherever she was at or wherever that girl pressed charges, she going to jail. But, Rolling Loud is happening right now. And Smiley was pulled over and out of the truck and they handcuffed her.
Look at Smiley, bro.
So they handcuffed her and she was just there bouncing up and down, looking a whole mess like a motherfucking highlighter. Like she know what's going to happen and know what's going on. And she just came out and thanked Donald Trump for allowing her to get away with her crimes.
Hey y'all, so quick update. So I got released. Shout out to Donald Trump. Basically they pulled us over. We was in the Trackhawk. It was making a lot of noise. They pulled us over, me and several other cars, but us, the car smelled like weed and we got out. They asked us, was there weapons in the car? We said there's a lot of weapons in the car. So right away they told us to put our hands on the steering wheels and all this, and we got to get out the car. And they had to run all of our guns and a whole bunch of stuff. A couple of my friends ended up going to jail for certain things and certain guns, stuff they had, just certain things. But shit, I'm free. Thank you, Donald Trump. I love you. And shit, we back to Rolling Loud. And tonight, I'm outside. We about to party. It's a movie.
Yeah, I'm totally convinced that she's a plant. She's FBI. Matter of fact, they say she used to be the police before she went to Batty. So she still has police connections. How does she get away with her crimes? Like wiretapping and hacking into people's phones and then turn up thanking Donald Trump like he wanted to pull her big ass. You ain't even American, nor are you interested. We don't care for you at all. Why did they even post you? They ain't even give you a new season on Baddies. Anyways, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Moving on. We're going to get political here. All right, Donald Trump. Everybody's worst nightmare, especially MAGA. Have y'all seen anyone rocking MAGA hats lately? No, because they're not proud of your boy. And all the racist policies and all the things that he overturned when it came to black people's rights, like DEI, affirmative action with Supreme Court justices appointed by him. And most recently, they just did away with Section 2 of the 1965 voting right in order to manipulate, control the power structure around voting. It's one thing for you to have a vote and have an opinion, and the electoral college still decides who becomes a president. It's another thing when your district is now remapped and your neighbor is now in a different voting district. So whatever your neighbor opinion about your voting decision has absolutely nothing to do with you. You're in different divisions. You understand what I'm saying? And I realized that this Democrat versus Republican fight is their code word for white versus black. And if you're white or anything other than brown over here supporting black people, then you're a Democrat. It kind of reminds me of the Colfax massacre from 1768, I believe. Don't quote me on that date, but it was definitely in the 1700s. Y'all talk about Black Wall Street, but what about Colfax, Louisiana, which is the same state that just had a case come before the Supreme Court where they decimated the voting rights? Colfax massacre, if you don't know, that was when white people said, we're going to allow these black people to be themselves and have liberation, and we're going to help them. And then Republicans, aka the police and everybody that is power thirsty, decided that if these white people, who even if you are related to me, try to help these people build their own system and infrastructure in Colfax, Louisiana, we're going to take you out too. And that happened. That created this bust and this boom of black people and white people sharing a common trauma in the South. White people that took up for and advocated for black people was unalived, lynched, hung just like them. And that's a generation of trauma in the South, to where why your grandparents or even your parents don't even know why they tell you don't hang out with or help black people, because they troublemakers. Because of that historic trauma that black Americans and white Americans suffer from. And ladies and gentlemen, we're right back at that same moment. We're right back at that same moment with what they're doing. Affirmative action gone. DEI gone. Critical race theory gone. Everything black. Anything to preserve black culture and teach you about black history is gone. They're teaching your kids in school now that slavery didn't exist. They were paid sharecroppers, manipulating the text and the language. They don't want you to know about the history of it. And they want to wash out something like August Wilson, Citizen Barlow, that taught you about slavery and taught you what it meant to be a paid sharecropper in the Jim Crow South, to where by the time you pay, you still owe the man and you his property, and because you owe him, you can't leave indefinitely. Was that really a paid sharecropper? Or is that somebody forced and coerced into a situation and the police gonna come and get you? KKK. Is the police. All this shit steam from the South. White folks still mad at motherfucking Abraham Lincoln. They still don't want to give us no motherfucking freedom or nothing. And we're back in those times, you guys. I'm here to tell you that. You know, and Trump recently promised he and the Republicans will have an election integrity army in every state for midterms. Be assured this election will be fair. I mean, he's already propagated and programmed a lot of people that people are cheating at the polls and Democrats are cheating and Democrats are the evil. Democrats good, Republican is good. Democrats and liberals or Republicans are bad, we're good. It's opposing forces, and now you got an election integrity army. I mean, is it the same ICE agents that's trying to take over the airports now? Like, what is it? Replacing TSA agents with ICE agents? Like, who is this election integrity army? Okay, they got a whole fucking website to where you can sign up to become an ICE agent. Are you gonna have people to sign up to become an election integrity army, aka the force that stops and prevent a civil war from happening? Because we didn't went back to Selma and Colfax and literally. Fuck all the brand new buildings and shit. See, this is why I like going out of the country, especially you go to Rome, the Colosseum and all the fucking buildings. You can sit there and see the history. America likes to whitewash everything and anything black that's existing right now. Project 2025 under this Trump administration is washing it out. And they don't ever want a Democrat to be back in office, back in power. Because we know during this midterms, if the Democrats take over, oh yeah, Trump, a lot of them bitches going to jail. Now Trump learned from everybody around him being fucking publicly ostracized, scrutinized, and losing legal license and careers. He don't want that to happen again. Even though he want to get rid of DEI hires, just because these people are white don't mean they're not DEI hires. Your whole motherfucking cabinet is ignorant, racist ass motherfucker that just ran and thumped the Donald Trump MAGA hat, and you said, okay, come over here. Big gay ass motherfucker. And so during this midterm, according to Donald Trump, during my historic election in 2024, when I won every single swing state and decisively won both the electoral and popular votes by wide margins, the Republicans had an election integrity army in every single state to preserve the sanctuary of each legal vote. We will be doing the same again in 2026, but I will be much bigger and stronger. All Americans should have their voices be heard by casting a vote. Be assured this election will be fair. President Donald J. Trump is what he said about these voting booths and these polls. Again, the Supreme Court didn't unravel the Voting Rights Act, which gives these states like Tennessee, like Florida, even Alabama, who lost in 2023, to redraw these voting rights map. Okay, this area right here is in this district, and it has 65 or 55 of the majority black and brown population. Oh no, we gonna break this shit up and split it into 3 other districts to where this district is so small. And then so your lining and your redefining maps look like instead of 55% black in this district, it's only 20%. It's only 15% because they broke it up in so many different ways. Yeah, I even give them just break it up in 2, split it down the middle. It's only 25%. And all these white people, they just voting Republican. Fake ass white people go out and what say his name for George Floyd, but these bitches still are Republicans and don't give a fuck about none of that. White folks pulled the wool over our eyes when they was out there being marching for George Floyd. Wouldn't give you a cold water once that was over. That was the only way to get outside to get this motherfucking sun since the pandemic. Unless they was like Nancy Pelosi, shut down shop and shit like that with the fake pandemic. Oh, Lord, there's so much opposition coming. It's Mother's Day. I'm not trying to scare y'all. But ain't y'all scared of the Hunter virus, too? That's something. This motherfucking electoral, the black people are doomed and ain't gonna have no fucking representation at no point in time. At all. In the last representation that we gonna think about it. In Hot Wheels and blonde hair, bleached blue eyes, and all this other shit with big ass wigs, Jasmine Crockett, that playing her role and didn't know that she was playing a role that you can only see as Jasmine Crockett or anybody down the line for 2 years, but they playing your ass and thinking about the next fucking 50 years. So if the maps are redrawn according to the Supreme Court standards, they're going to always make sure they get rid of you. And even when they divide up the 50% black population and 20% go over to the white, they're going to be harassing you, trying to get rid of you too. Somebody, a voter electoral army going to be sitting there making sure that, you know, the votes are fair. Who the fuck going to be there? Chud the Builder? This white boy right here. Y'all know Chud the Builder. When I see him, especially seeing the fact that he has these pictures out here of him dressed up like a woman, and he's going around threatening and harassing black people, saying that he's going to shoot them and calling them the hard ER over there in Clarksville, Tennessee. This is a sick game for him. And I was doing a little bit of research on Chud the Builder, and I found out that this motherfucker is a Gemini. So this is a sick game for him. Okay, you might well get on the dating app, grind it, and call yourself DL, and you want some DL or somebody that's strong enough and tough enough and brave enough to knock you down, because that's the only thing that's going on over here. Got the nerve to be playing with this nigga. This nigga out here in the Charger, out here telling him we gonna pull up with your fire. Chud the Builder has been banned off of every single platform, so it's gonna come a point in time to where when you got the cameras out, who gonna post it and where? And how is you making money out here saying N-word this and N-word that? Your motherfucking mama house and address is put the fuck up out there, these niggas in Memphis. And if you know, like me, it's from the South, niggas. And guess what? It's always some black suck ass niggas to aid and abate this shit, looking for some coochie. Listen, you is not finna get no, say, dealing with Chud the Builder, because really and truthfully, the only reason he out here harassing black people, specifically black men, because he want him some black sperm up in bed. And you the right contender. I wanted these niggas stop to holler at him like they don't know he racist, or they probably be into that race play shit.
I'll say what's up to y'all. Thank you for being cool. Y'all see that motherfucker trying to yell at me and shit?
Where he at? We can
he
be
said, he said he's trying to do a goddamn drive-by. Right here, this fucking dumbass.
What?
Right here. He's trying to jump me. He's trying to shoot me. Shit. He just called and had me kicked out of the fucking restaurant because he's a bitch, bro.
He is a bitch.
He is a bitch.
Then let him know he's a bitch.
Look at his dumb ass.
He is a bitch. What a bitch is that, though? We need bitches, man.
Yeah, we'll get some bitches. You know, we got motion around here.
No, you ain't got no motion with no bitches. You only got motion because you looking for a black man to bust your ocean wide open. And that's why you going off harassing people. Word on the curb is he got arrested for not paying a tab at all, and then they caught him lacking at a gas station with his camera out and so forth. He ain't got as much motion around here because he ain't got banned off of every motherfucking platform. This white boy gay as than they motherfucking come. One of them nasty ass slave mentality type of crackers that'll sit up there and call you black nigga and stuff like that, but won't you in the dark. So
Look at this nigga, chipping out, nigga. Got his souvenir. Look at this nigga. Hey, why can't you see your fucking son, little nigga? Why can't you see your son? He tried it. He tried it. He tried to mace me, little bitch boy. Hey, why can't you see your son? Why can't you see your son? Why can't you see your son? Little fairy dust ass nigga.
You know, I think that, see, this white boy over here, he said nigga. He ain't saying the hard ER. Okay, ladies, y'all, I know what y'all say. White people couldn't say it at all. But when you got a white boy that's calling another white person an N-word, you know they grew up listening to rap music. And also, that's just like calling a woman a B-word. It's about the context in it, okay? So I actually think it's funny that this white YN that took his motherfucking hat and trolling him.
Little fairy dust ass nigga. He got to me. Oh, bitch ass nigga. You can't see your son, little nigga. You go up to innocent black people and fucking harass them. You're chimping out. You're the chimp, monkey. Look at this. I got his hat right here. I got his hat right here, boy. I'm the cowboy around town now.
And called him a monkey.
I'm the cowboy around town now.
Little nigga can't see his own son.
I told you.
You can't see your own son. Little bitch ass nigga. He ain't want no smoke. Look, he's calling the cops. Call the cops, little boy. Call the cops. Look at him call the cops. Look at him call the cops after he just tried macing me. Little bitch ass nigga. Look at him try to fucking call the cops. Call the cops. Hey, don't you fucking dare put your hands on that gun, bitch. Don't you fucking dare put your hands on that gun, pussy. Little bitch ass nigga. He likes my cowboy hat. Don't you fucking dare put your hands on that gun, little bitch.
I saw Planet of the Apes. I ain't seen none of us in it. I saw
This nigga ain't on shit, bro. This nigga's an easy lick, bro. He's easy wins. You know this nigga? This racist ass nigga, you know? Yeah, fuck this nigga, bro. Fuck this nigga. Chomping out. Look at him chip out. Can't see his own kid. He can't see his own kid.
So yeah, the white folks is tired of him going around terrorizing people. He look like he gonna smoke good tonight. That nigga in that orange Tesla, the niggas in the hood is definitely gonna celebrate this boy. And look at, he's so goddamn gay and a pussy out here calling the police as soon as somebody do something to you. I hear talking about you got a First Amendment right, but guess what? Donald Trump might make him the poster child, even though you can go way back in his criminal record from 2025. Before he started harassing black people, he got harassment charges. He got assault and battery. He got violation of probation. He got charged for carrying illegal substances, smoking up meth and all that other shit. So he's definitely a problem. Definitely a problem. And we're not going to feel bad if a nigga over there in Memphis push his shit back. Yes, indeed.
Oh, Lord.
I know I'm not. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, okay? Now, you guys remember Yaya DaCosta. She is the model from America's Next Top Model. Don't ask me which season. A lot of people really cheered for her and wanted her to win next to Eva Pickford. However, Eva had personal relationships with Tyra Banks before she even came onto the show. And nepotism got her. I really believe that Yaya should have won. Look at her. She looks a lot better than Eva. Last time I seen her outside of Queensman where Tyler Perry got VFL graphic artists and shit, that bitch look like a scary ass, poor ass chicken out there on Ozempic. Remember? But Yaya, we're not gonna forget about her, obviously. You know, but she came out with some very controversial statements that I guess people are wanting black people to be offended by.
We're all speaking white. This is not our language.
That is, wow.
So what's the big deal?
But I have never quite heard it that way. They don't think so. I have never quite heard it that way.
We're all speaking white. This is not our language.
That is, wow.
So what's the big deal?
But I have never quite heard it that way. They don't think so. I have never quite heard it that way before because it's always been about the information.
Come to me in Kiswahili, then we can have a conversation. Come to me, I'm learning Yoruba right now. Then we can have a conversation. Because I'm trying to understand the pre-colonial mind. But how do I do that when all I know are colonial languages? Yeah. That affects how we think.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
That is powerful because you just broke, that's just going to break the internet first off because the idea that people will say that you speak white, well, yeah, where do you think the word came from? It came from England. Again, that's the English language. They don't know that.
You're talking to Southern black folks that are like, I'm Chicago.
Right.
Kentucky,
I'm from
Alabama.
Harlem. I can code switch any day.
Yeah, but when they would say, man, you talk white, you're like, what?
It doesn't matter.
Next time somebody, I swear, next time somebody says that to me,
I see what, and watch their face. Oh, yeah.
I don't care how you speak your English. You still, that's not our native language.
But they were designed that way. They were designed that way.
Yeah.
That kind of attitude was designed. So when we meet them, this is all designed, man. So what are you going to tell a dude from Mississippi? Well, man, you be black. I'm like, what are you going to tell him? You want to fight you? You're like, well, you know. I
don't know what to tell you.
What it is.
154, we all connected, baby.
So, you know, that was extremely controversial to say, according to a lot of people who obviously don't know history. And we got to go deep into history, all the way into the Bible, specifically from Genesis. When Noah's descendants went and built the Tower of Babel, And their idea principle was that all people would be united under a common language. They built the Temple Bible. They invited outsiders to join their cult, their community. And by the way, Yaya DaCosta do look like she come from Nature Boy cult. So I guess that's why people look at her like, what? But literally, the Tower of Babel, Noah's descendants decided to create a community and decided to continue to build this giant tower, saying that it's going to get them to heaven. And God never really made for mankind to get to heaven through the body itself at all. This is why we never been in space. Okay, the human body, the flesh. I mean, we've been in space, but we never like been to Mars or been to these other planets that are pretty much perhaps connected to different chakras within our body, right? I believe in that. Kabbalah teachings. If you don't know, you know. But like mankind, the physical was never meant to reach heaven. And Noah's descendants decided to build the Tower of Babel. And they brought in outsiders who had nefarious agendas. Like, you know, what happened in Egypt happened at the Tower of Babel first. And this is where language was broken up, where outsiders came in. I'm going to learn your culture, learn your ways. And Hollywood likes to play with that story plot about the infiltration, like an Avatar, about this outsider getting into a meat suit that looked like an avatar to learn their language and to learn their ways, and they distrust him. That's what the Tower of Babel was like when it came to teaching the original language of God's people. That was way back in biblical days. I mean, as far as we can go back in slavery, for some reason, it's like, you know, motherfuckers cannot go past slavery because it's the only thing they teach. And they don't want to teach that anymore. They want to erase all of that history and how our ancestors from Africa, according to, you know, if the Atlantic slave trade happened, because, hey, can't nobody find the ships, you know? So some people believe we was here already. And these people came over or took us from Africa and beat us so bad to where we was forced not to speak our own native language and to learn theirs. Because if we have a society with 8 billion people in it and only about 3 or 4 people can actually speak God's language. And that's true. It's only selected people can speak God's language through dreams, through actions. And language is universal, body language. Listening to that small voice in your head when God tell you to be someplace and that's where you be at and that be the right place for you to be at. See, that's the language of God right now, because as far as the tongue being able to speak certain words, they hide those words through Masonic, like Boaz and shit. That means something. Even though I'm saying Boaz, I can be speaking Portuguese and it's not no longer Boaz, it's Boaz. 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 But English, we say Boaz, opposed to boys, or whatever language it is, and however it sounds in Chinese. It's the same word. But there's one language, that's God's language, that they have completely destroyed and have taken society not to be a part of it. This is why society fears, or well, the system fears a strong, intelligent black man. Because some people can just look at some shit and learn like this. I've always been feared by the powers that be. I've had an IQ score of 147 in middle school, and I'm pretty sure it's far more advanced now. All it takes is for me to be by myself and people to leave me the fuck alone, and my intelligence, my subconscious, and that God within me, that divinity within me will take over, and people can't stand that. But you're supposed to celebrate that. The system of white supremacy has us attacking our own people because God's chosen people are amongst the black American people. And it doesn't necessarily mean that person is full black, because black people procreate with biracial people. Shit, as far as we know, Michael Jackson kids could be the fucking God's chosen people and understand God's chosen language that we're not supposed to understand. You know, like I said earlier, Harry Potter, when he went in the bathroom and seen that snake and was able to sneak the stakes and didn't know how he knew how to do it, and it was just something buried deep inside of him. That's God's language. It's deep inside of you. It's up to you to nurture the heart, mind, body, and soul in the temple, which is your body. Your spirit is the true essence within you. And to break your spirit through programming, psychological warfare, this idea and this notion of racism. And notice I destroyed racism when I said that even Michael Jackson kids can be God's chosen people, because it's so diluted. is some DNA code, some aspect of you, whoever you are, whoever I am, that is connected to God. Matter of fact, we're all connected to God. Not saying we all serve the same God. Here and there, you know, the powers that be. Is it Donald Trump? I don't think so. And it's more and more telling. Donald Trump gets in White Office, Pam Bondi becomes the Attorney General, and then there's a law passed saying that you cannot criminalize foreign entities from lobbying corporations, first in history. So the DOJ would not investigate it. And did they say a one world government will be corporations taking over? So they can lobby the president and political figures, take out JFK so that they can actually do that. And now they're doing it legally through corporations as if they didn't already do it. As if they didn't already lobby through the influence of money. Justin Bieber playing for Palantir, Oprah Winfrey speaking for it. These are the powers that be. These are the same powers that be that know exactly what's in the original Epstein file. If it's 2,500 pages reported missing, I'm pretty sure it's about 10,000 pages that these people got hanging up over Donald Trump's head. Is this why he has to meet with and call Netanyahu before he meet with the president of China? So that he could maneuver it according to the Israeli way? Who knows? And if God's chosen people are black people, which is why we call stank, low vibrational, worthless, and everything but a child of God. Literally, there's power to that. White people grow up, they teach their kids, love yourself. You're a child of God. It's strategic that we're taught not to love each other and not to love ourselves in our natural essence. There's a strategic design behind that. It's not because white folks just don't want to mind their business. That too, but they don't never want you to know who you are. And when you got smart, intelligent young gentlemen like me, they'll throw me in jail for jaywalking on a $250,000 bill. And it'd be black people to attack me on that principle. Donald Trump is a devout racist. He's been exposed. And shout out to Mado. She's definitely one of the people that I listen to when it comes to Donald Trump and making sense of it all. Highly intelligent. To me, she gives the white woman version of Candace Owens that happens to still be on national network television. She says Trump is terrible at everything except this one thing.
It was 3 months ago tonight when the president posted online a video depicting former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as if they were apes. President Trump did later take it down. He refused to apologize for it and still hasn't to this day. That was 3 months ago. It was 5 months ago when Donald Trump confirmed something that he had previously long denied. Back in his first term, President Trump had told a group of senators at the White House that he thought it was terrible that immigrants to America were from S-hole countries. And according to reporting at the time, he named some predominantly black countries, and he said they were S-hole countries, and couldn't we instead have immigrants from predominantly white countries? He mentioned Norway. Since countries with white populations are apparently good, and countries with black populations are swear words. So Donald Trump said that in his first term, and when it was reported that he had said that, he denied it. He said he had never, ever used that language. But then just a few months ago, he started bragging proudly. Weirdly, at a speech in Pennsylvania, he started bragging that, yes, actually, despite all those earlier denials, of course, he had used that term, and moreover, he still believes it. Predominantly black countries are S-hole countries. This administration, I think it's clear from just the repeated daily news cycle. I think this administration is bad at everything they set their mind to. They're terrible in the courts, to the point where, like, their performance in court jeopardizes the law licenses of everybody who speaks for them. They're terrible in the court of public opinion, which you can see in the polls, which is going to have a big political impact on them the next time people get a chance to vote for them en masse. They're terrible, really terrible at all the technocratic, practical stuff a government is supposed to do, including like basic stuff like the weather. They're terrible at war, terrible at diplomacy. They're even terrible at hiding the ball in terms of how much this president does whatever Vladimir Putin wants, even when it makes no sense for us. They're just not great. They're bad at basically everything they try to do. But on the issue of race, on the treatment of African Americans, specifically. Even being terrible at what they're doing has still proven to be disastrous for our country. And it is, in part, the posturing and the messaging and the racist vibes from the White House and the president. That is stuff that validates and excites the worst bigots in the country, and that is consequential. But it's more than that, too. We are now about 16 months into what has been from day one a concerted and intense targeting of Black Americans, specifically by this president and by this administration. On his first full day in office, he proclaims war on diversity efforts, not only in government, but in any institution in the country over which he can exert leverage, everything from schools and universities to law firms to private businesses of every stripe. He then immediately started firing some of the highest profile Black public officials in the whole U.S. government, seemingly regardless of any other thing about them. I mean, right away, we get the firing of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Charles C.Q. Brown. We get the firing of the Librarian of Congress, Carla Hayden. And then it's Gwynne Wilcox from the National Labor Relations Board. And then it's Robert Primus, the chair of the Surface Transportation Board. And then it's Alvin Brown from the NTSB. And then it's Peggy Carr, the head of the National Center for Education Statistics. And then it's Willie Phillips from FERC, from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. And then it's Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, and on and on and on. When Trump and his top political donor, Elon Musk, then started just lopping off huge swaths of the federal government to disastrous practical effect, the largest and most egregious cuts targeted federal agencies that employed a disproportionate number of Black employees. Reporter Erica Green wrote about this a few months ago for The Times, noting that nothing had moved backwards in the federal government for Black Americans this quickly or this far in over 100 years. Since Woodrow Wilson came in 1912 and resegregated the federal workforce. Quote, Black employees were fired or demoted to lower-level jobs, relegated to separate and inferior lunchrooms and other facilities, and accused of making white women feel unsafe. Those who remained were humiliated. A Black worker in the Postal Service was surrounded by screens, so white workers would not have to look at him. Another employee had a cage built around him to separate him from his white counterparts. A clerk in the Treasury Secretary's office was assigned to rewrite all correspondence to address Black employees by their first names. The way Trump addressed the Librarian of Congress, Carla Hayden, by her first name when he crowed publicly about firing her for no reason. In the year of our Lord, 2025, and now 2026, this president and this administration is not just inheriting that history from the Wilson administration, it's furthering it in its own ways. Since 1965, there has been an executive order in effect. It was signed by Lyndon Johnson, 1965. Since 1965, all federal contractors have been banned by executive order from discriminating on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin. Donald Trump rescinded that 1965 rule on his first full day in office. Less than a month later, Trump announced another rule change. They rescinded Clause 52.222-21 of the Federal Acquisition Regulation, which doesn't sound like much, but I'll tell you what the title of that is. It's Prohibition of Segregated Facilities. That's what Trump rescinded less than 1 month into being back in the White House. That section reads, quote, the contractor agrees that it does not and will not maintain or provide for its employees any segregated facilities at any of its establishments, and that it does not and will not permit its employees to perform their services at any location under its control where segregated facilities are maintained. That anti-segregation clause has been in government contracts for decades. Donald Trump overtly reached out to rescind it, which means, bluntly, that the federal government no longer explicitly prohibits contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. Make America great again, right? Recently fired and sidelined employees in the Department of Housing and Urban Development have started sounding the alarm that the Trump administration is no longer, just bluntly, no longer enforcing a federal law known as the Fair Housing Act. Fair Housing Act, another pillar of the civil rights movements and its achievements. The Fair Housing Act dates to 1968. It says you can't refuse to rent to someone or refuse to sell a house to someone on account of their race or their color or religion or national origin or any other factor against which we're supposed to be protected from discrimination. According to current and former employees of the Department of Housing and Urban Development under Donald Trump, they have dropped enforcement of the Federal Housing Act. In Trump's first year back in office, black unemployment spiked in this country from 6.2% all the way up to 7.5%, making it the highest of all racial groups. Under Joe Biden, black unemployment had been at a record low of 4.8%, spiking now under Donald Trump.
I'm up in the woods.
The Trump administration, generally speaking, is bad at its work. It is bad at what it sets its mind to in all sorts of ways. But black Americans, African Americans, have been targeted by this administration in a concerted way that has nevertheless been devastating, even though the Trump administration isn't good at anything they set their mind to. And that was all before the conservative majority on the U.S. Supreme Court, including all of Trump's appointees, voted to effectively end the Voting Rights Act a few days ago. As soon as the court said they would take up that case, people started mapping the worst case scenario for what Trump and the Republicans would do, particularly in the South, if the court gutted the Voting Rights Act of 1965, the crowning achievement of the civil rights movement. And the before and after looks like the snapback after the end of Reconstruction, after the Civil War. I mean, look at the state of Louisiana there. A third of the population of Louisiana is black. Louisiana's Republican governor canceled congressional.
Am I, you guys? I've been telling you guys this information for 4 days now, and I'm just spelling it out for you.
National elections that are already underway in that state to rush through new maps that will presumably make sure that even though 1/3 of the population of that state is black, there will be no black representation in Congress for Louisiana at all. South Carolina, a quarter of the population is black. They have one majority-minority district represented by an African-American Democrat, Jim Clyburn. They are going to try to get rid of that one black district so that South Carolina is all white, all Republican in representation, while a quarter of the people who live in that state are black. In Tennessee, 1 in 6 residents is black. Republicans now want to make sure all 9 congressional seats in Tennessee are white. All 9 of them. They want it to be 9-0, white and Republican, when 1 in 6 people in that state is black. In her dissent from the majority ruling, Justice Elena Kagan said it will likely cause the largest reduction to minority representation since the end of Reconstruction. She probably didn't need to use the word likely there.
Right. And someone in the chat, Jessica Bush, said these states have always been Republican. What sparked this off was the fact that in 2023, there was a case brought before the Supreme Court pursuant to Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. And they ruled that if the state is, has a large black population in one district, then there should be opportunity zones for there to be another district for minorities. So because of that, there's 2 elected black officials in Alabama right now. Okay, a black woman and a black man. They've never had that in the history of America, ever. 2 black representatives at the same time. This whole notion of tokenism went out the window. They was okay with just 1 that'll follow whatever they say, but 2, that's too much power, and we want it all. And so the Supreme Court that Donald Trump put majority conservative saw that and came back and made a new ruling that not only stated that Texas was discriminating by focusing on race or mapping according to race or letting their maps be based upon racial demographics. They said race don't even matter no more. They said it in affirmative action. They put a footnote of Brown versus Board of Education, which is how we ended up in this mess. And now, 2026, the Supreme Court just undid a decision that they just rule was unconstitutional 3 years ago. How you, the same Supreme Court justices, hearing two strikingly similar cases, if the Supreme Court was real and wasn't rigged in favor of white Republicans and white domination, they wouldn't even have taken another case in a short amount of time, just 3 years, based upon Section 2 of the Voters' Right Act. They took it because they're following orders. 2023, Trump was not in office. Brett Kavanaugh, all of these people wasn't really as powerful in these positions. And then they got Ketanji Jackson, who's with a white man, and also Clarence Thomas, who's with a white woman, voting and making up rules and regulations that they know is not going to really affect their offspring. 100 years from now, we're going to be just like the original Jews, huh? That's why this shit is mixed up, right? I was on Clubhouse and I seen photos of white Jewish people, great grandparents, grandfather, ancestors, and it was a black man. And these people was white because you got Clarence Thomas, you got Byron Allen, you got all these black people in power position feel like they made it when they get white approval and get to stick their inside some white VV. And black women are the same thing. If they feel like they can get a white man on top of them and get that white approval, procreate, have biracial kids, and that kid end up procreating with white, then they all white. But they living off your money and your black wealth. Look at Michael Jackson, children. Same thing. That's just a direct generation. Because them ain't his kids. Let's be clear about that. This is erasure at its fucking finest on a systemic level. And the Voting Rights Act was the last thing that we had. We don't have it anymore. So y'all can sit up there and lollygag and not realize what the fuck this means for Donald Trump to say, I'm going to put a military army at these voting polls. Oh, y'all going, Selma, where they water hose you niggas for trying to go vote. It's going to be like Chug the Builder calling you the hard NER saying I got the First Amendment to do it, to get a reaction out of you so that the powers and authorities and Donald Trump election army can escort you away from the polls so you never get the chance to vote. They blame the Democrats for doing everything that they finna do to niggas come November.
The war on black Americans that is being waged by this president and this Republican Party is one of the only things they have put their mind to in this past year that they've actually done pretty well at. A comprehensive attack on black public officials and black public power. A comprehensive attack on black public officials in the federal government, black employees in the federal government, black representatives in Congress, and now all around the country, where everywhere Republicans are in charge, they are scrambling to make sure that black public officials can no longer hold office. We're going to talk tonight about the...
And that's dangerous. That's so dangerous. I mean, it was already bad enough that our black public officials and representatives sold us out. They don't even want to put them in a situation to where they can actually sell us out or take that chance and gamble anymore, because it was two representatives in Alabama. That was just too much. They went crazy. We got to preserve the white race, the white genetic code. Why are they obsessed with race? Why are they obsessed with, like, that's weird. That is so weird to me. I'm sorry. Like who you like, love who you like, and vice versa, you know? But I do want you guys to like this video, subscribe to the channel. And like I said, all of this, and it might sound conspiracy right now, but with all of this going on, the midterms happening in November, mandatory registration for the military for anybody 18 and plus in December. I mean, that in itself is just going to be a distraction from the Civil War. We got you. You belong to the military. Let me send you over here to another country to fight for Israel, while you can't be at your hometown and fight for your city, your state. It's just moving to pieces. All of these, all of these pieces are already moved, and y'all got to catch up. For some reason, my people, black people, we don't catch up and we don't pay attention until it's too late. It's too late when you actually start seeing the problem. Hence why they want to demonize somebody like me and put me on a $250,000 bill so I don't preach the truth to you. This is the dark ages for black America. Not be televised. revolution, the revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?